you feeling about the schedule released recently with all these SEC opponents?
I love it. It's a great challenge for us and our team, especially when you prepare and you're always preparing and looking forward to postseason play. These are the teams that we're going to have to face at the end anyways, and kind of the old term for it is being battle tested. Sometimes you can doctor up your schedule to create some confidence, but when you really get tested against some good teams, and it really shows what you are and who you are as a group.
How are you preparing your pitchers to go up against these powerful hitters?
Well, the preparation and the process of this development doesn't change, right? We got to get these guys to believe in what they're good at, focus on their strengths while trying to expose weaknesses where we can. But the biggest thing is having these guys run out to the field and cross that white line, knowing that they're better than the hitter. That's the biggest thing and the biggest challenge as a coach is to get these guys to believe in themselves as much as we believe in them personally.
Obviously, a lot of returners within the pitching rotation, but there still are a few new guys coming in. How's the outlook so far on how a lot of the pitchers look?
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. I think we're very, very deep with who we have. Obviously, this fall's, that competitive aspect is starting to kick up a little bit, especially when we're a week away from going and facing some other jerseys. But, we built this team with different ideas in mind, create a lot of depth, a lot of people we can go to in certain situations, with the thought of turning some of these stud relievers and closers from other teams in the portal to guys that can fill a starting role and fill length options for us. The freshman class we brought in is not numerous in numbers, but very, very high in talent. So if we can blend the two together and keep this ball rolling, we're going to get Sun Devil baseball where it should be and where it needs to go.
There's a lot of upside within a lot of the new guys coming in between Cole and Finn and Colby and Alex over there. I mean, what excites you about a lot of the new guys coming in?
I just like that it's something new for them, and you can see the excitement and the joy and just their brains working and starting to learn the game, learn what they're good at, find out what they do very well, what are some potential adds, and how we get them to not only win a bunch of games for us, but also get them to where they want to go in their career, right? Like, we're trying to develop these guys to be big leaguers, but also win as many damn games as possible for us. So blending the two and showing them that you care about them first and foremost as a human being and away from the field, and then blending that with, hey, man, you're going to get every ounce of energy we have into developing you where you need to go.
And then last year, a lot of the veterans and a lot of the leaders of this team were in the lineup, and now that group's kind of gone and gone into the draft. And now a lot of the big leaders are Cole and Wyatt and Josh. And what kind of excites you about seeing those guys become the leaders of the team?
I think it's great because they kind of learned how to be a Sun Devil the right way, and now it's their turn to lead. And obviously, it's kind of you mold, and every clubhouse is different. One clubhouse, 1 year adds one guy, the next year, and the clubhouse dynamic is different. So it's really, really great to see those young kids that are born and raised here, came here because of their passion for the program, start to be able to lead and show these guys what it is and what it takes to be at a Sun Devil and to play at a championship level.
And then guys like Josh, Derek, Wyatt, Cole, all those guys, they want a full year under their belt now. What's kind of the next step in their development?
The next step is we just, we attack what we need to. We find the little areas where we can get better, and then we keep pouring concrete on the places that we're good. Obviously, there's always tweaks and things that can be changed and ways to get better. The focus is every time we come out here and we make a throw, or we're in the weight room doing a rep, or we're doing our recovery work, or we're going to eat a meal, all these decisions will affect how you're going to perform. So teaching them that aspect and just kind of tweaking their routine to make it more of a professional routine with the mindset of dominating college baseball.
And then Max and Easton were two guys that got a lot of work as freshmen. Obviously, coming into the new year, they have a full year under their belt. They're only sophomores, so they're still young, but they do have that time under their belt. What kind of the expectations with those two guys?
I think we've got some roles that need to be filled, right? So the challenge is to them. We lay it out to them. We show them where everybody stands. We put a ball out and say, who wants it? These guys understand how to work now. They understand the process in which we work in that lab and the way we go about our business on the mound and what we expect and what we look at. Now it's their job to fine-tune it, right? It's their turn to step up. I'm excited. I mean, you left Buxton off the list. The roster of these guys that can step up and fill huge roles and get big outs for us is endless. So that's kind of a beautiful thing to be able to look at when you look at a roster and how we're going to navigate that 56-game season.
And obviously now a year under your belt, the results kind of spoke for themselves within how the results turned out with the team ERA improving by over a run and a half over the last year. How have you kind of seen your coaching style? How have you seen the pitching lab grow now that you're kind of getting a second year under your belt?
Yeah, I mean, obviously our goal is to make all these guys better. Last year we had a lot of buy-in. Now this year we're hopefully having even more buy-in. But you continuously bring in new guys who have different expectations on where they want to go in this game. So the difficult part as a coach isn't always navigating what goes on between these white lines. It's navigating the people and personnel that you have when you're in a clubhouse or when they're out at dinners or whatever it may be. So I think that's the biggest thing, is we try to raise these guys into be men and great just people in general in the community. And then this baseball stuff, this is the easy stuff for us. We know where their passion is here, but it's our job as coaches, especially with this age group, is to turn these guys into men and how to act like one as well.
Now going into the second year, what have you kind of learned about yourself and kind of the big takeaways from last year going into this year?
I think one of my, I don't know if you call it a quality or one of my blemishes, is that I don't always have full trust in like my abilities, so that always keeps me eager to learn more and put myself in situations that put me in vulnerable spots. So I always want to get better. I know that I don't know everything, so we take deep dives. We have skull sessions with the group that we built, especially the analytics crew, on how do we make this better. Teach me something. Take this thought and idea. Let's put together a presentation. Let's all get better at once. Obviously, we did a lot of work, and we definitely used some breakfasts and some donor meetings to get that lab fully functional, especially with force plates now. Now we're starting to see the benefit of it. But at the same time, like, that's a space where yeah, I know a good amount about it, but I don't know everything, so I need to go get better. We're using it for drill work now, and thanks to the people that donated and are helping us to get that thing to where it's functional and better than everywhere else in the country. Obviously we could always use more, man. Everybody that's passionate about this program understands what it takes and what we're up against with the SECs and the rest of the Power Fours and some of these huge mid-majors that have great facilities. So it's always that kind of look ahead, but always focus on what's in front of us at the moment, be present.
How have some of the new guys reacted to the lab so far and kind of the technology that it presents?
It's great. Like, we get smiles once we start doing some med ball work or we do some drill packages on the newt force, or we start to tweak their routines. You see the smile on their face and the wheel spinning in their head of like, damn, I never thought about this. That's our job, right? Is to create that buy-in for them as well as for us, and everybody's pulling on the same rope for one common goal.
Alex kind of mentioned pitch selection and how you've kind of helped him figure out what kind of pitch selection he wants and new pitches. How have you kind of seen the new guys being able to, you talked about wanting to always learn yourself. When a new guy comes in and he's so eager to learn, and he doesn't come in with, I throw this way, I'm not going to let you change it, but he's so willing to learn. What does that kind of mean to you?
It means a lot. Like, all these kids that are coming here, if you're coming here and you're playing at this level of baseball, not only is what's in front of you very, very important, and winning at a very high level is important, but also the next level is important. So it's my job to kind of create that timing of messages and that delivery and the way in which I deliver and when I deliver these things, to make sure that these guys fully buy in, and most commonly try to make it their idea as well as mine. I may have an idea in my head and a vision of the way one person may throw, but the vision in their head means just as much, if not more, than my vision. So blending those two, having that collaboration and growth and a development path or a process that we're going to go in which to make these things happen.
Is there anything new about the lab this year, or any new technology that you've been kind of testing with?
Yeah, we're always trying to get better in there. Obviously, the addition of the new force mount is huge for us. I don't remember the number, but I think we're one of 20, low 20s that have that and that are using that. The way I think we separate ourselves from those people is we dive in, and we dive in harder. And we make sure that we're asking the right questions, and we're going and learning the right things, and always trying to get better at our craft. I think it's easy to get kind of stagnant and just kind of stay in that same realm. But at the same time, the people that truly see themselves and where I see this program and where I envision this program and the way that we sell it when we have recruits is we see this thing way higher. So we got to get there. So I need your effort and you need my effort. And those two things need to go together. I can't just show up and put a great lineup out there. We don't have that luxury. We don't have those funds. So what we need to do is we need to develop better than everybody else to create that competitive advantage and take ourselves to the next level.
I know it's sort of early, but has there any arms that have stood out to you so far in terms of kind of taking that next step, or even new guys that have come in?
I would be doing a disjustice to every other one of them if I only named a few. Everybody has taken steps forward since touching this grass behind you. Now, where it takes them long term, is it their time? Is it not? I can't determine that yet. I think it's too early to start pigeonholing people in one thing. I think that's a tough thing as coaches, and we tend to. It's an easy thing to do is to put a kid in a bucket. I don't do that. The number 1 pitcher on the staff and the number 20 pitcher in the staff get the same amount of love, same amount of development, and same amount of energy from all of us.
And then obviously there's a lot of rotation spots kind of going into the year. Maybe I won't ask you who's going to be a rotation spot, but are you kind of leaving it open for a lot of guys to say, hey, there's a lot of rotation spots open. We want everybody to kind of go and tackle this?
Yeah, I think we have so many options that it's a good thing. And then when we have our kind of post-fall meetings, when I sit down there, I usually tell them like, hey, close your eyes. Tell me where you envision yourself on February 13th and that weekend. What do you see yourself doing? Because the way they go to bed and they think about it, because I know they are. I mean, I do too. Bloomy constantly drives home last night at 10:30 after the volleyball game. He's calling me. Where do you see our rotation? I said, Bloomy, I'm not ready to do that yet. Like, I still got to see these guys throw. I think the sky's the limit, and we haven't even gotten that off-season work where we give them some target goals to hit, and then that turns into success. And then, obviously their passion and where they see themselves plays even more. How bad do you want it? Go get it. Challenge them with a healthy challenge and tell them you believe in them, and it goes a long way.
Do you feel like there's a wide variety of guys that are coming up to you and saying, hey, I want that rotation spot, I'm going to go earn it?
I think that they're starting to realize my coaching, the way that I coach and the way I attack the day. I'm always, walking through stretch, and I'm always saying hi, and I sit in the locker room. And sometimes I give them their space, but sometimes I like to just ask questions outside of baseball. So they're starting to understand, like, they can be open and honest. Some of them are still a bit hesitant. Sometimes when you throw something out there that's a very lofty goal, more times than not, you're going to hit the other side of that goal. So I try to narrow their focus on what can we do today to help you get to that goal. How do we track it? How do we monitor it? And what do we need to do to get better at it? So shifting their focus from long-term to short-term creates a lot more wins, a lot more confidence, and a lot more success for these guys.
You kind of mentioned the... Go ahead.
I'll go after you.
I was going to say, you kind of mentioned the variety of arms within this group. What kind of excites you about maybe the identity of what this group's going to look like?
I think that this is the first time that it's been short, right? I have 1 year to compare it to, but I've been a part of a lot of teams, and I've seen what success looks like and the way that a culture can change the dynamic of a game. I think this culture is getting stronger. I think that what we're trying to build and a mentality that we're trying to focus on, kind of that it's not all glitz and glam, it's a little more gritty. We're going to outwork you. We're going to out-hustle you. That sort of stuff is starting to get a lot of buy-in. That starts with strength and conditioning. That starts in the training room. That starts with how you attack classes and how you attack your day, what you do in the community, how you treat your teammates. All of these things go into that culture, that overlying kind of aspect of things. And then if we do that well, we're going to do this well, right? It's the same mentality, and how you go at one thing is how you go at everything. Like, that's just something that we do as a group.
Cole Flecker was a big addition from the portal. How is he looking so far, and what are you expecting out of him for the season?
He's looking great. I think he's getting what he wants to out of the feedback, and I think he's feeling the belief that we have in him. One thing that I'll mention, it's always really, really good, especially as a native here, is to get these boys that leave to come back. The sky's the limit for Cole. Obviously, it's a great arm. He's pitched at the highest level. He started a game in Omaha. Like, sometimes that experiences and those experiences that they've had prior can help the other guys. So we try to promote that interchanging growth and collaboration of, like, hey, he's done it. Talk to him, right? Like, sometimes hearing a message from one of their teammates is just as valuable as hearing it from a staff member.
obviously Ben, Will, and Martinez were taken in the draft. How good was it to see their names get called?
Yeah, you can't leave Lucas off that list either. He got the final out in the championship for the Mariners, high A team, I think. So you know what, the best part about all four of those guys, and obviously there was one or two that didn't go but should have. The best part is when they come back and they tell our guys in the clubhouse, every single thing that we learned last year is what we focused on and attacked this year when I got to Pro Ball. So that just creates that little bit of buy-in for these guys as well. Obviously, those are all four great arms. Some of them had the ability to get drafted elsewhere and didn't, and they came here and got drafted. Now, it's by no means did I make a single pitch. This is all their work. We're just there to help them along the way. All four of those guys would do anything for this program at the drop of a hat, and that just tells you what we're building here and where this thing's going.
Alex kind of mentioned it, but obviously the goal here is winning. But when you see 9 guys go and be selected in the draft, what does it mean to a program when you're able to say, hey, this is an MLB program, we produce MLB talent?
I think it puts a lot of, if I'm hearing that question correctly, I think it puts a lot of trust in MLB teams to how we're developing guys, right? You can develop for certain wins out here, but they don't translate into where these kids and their parents and their families have put so much time and effort into. So I think that says a lot for the program as a whole as we're developing baseball players. Sometimes that gets lost, especially on youth with showcases and all that stuff, sort of stuff. Obviously, those are important and highlight a bunch of guys that deserve that opportunity. But at the same time, like sometimes learning the game the right way is lost. So that puts a lot of, I think, faith from the MLB side and the pro side into our program and the way that we're doing things. Outside of talent alone, you can't disregard the talent that these guys have and the talent that we bring in. But it does speak highly of what we're doing here and how we're running things.
And the common theme amongst your pitchers when they talk to us was about the need to attack in the zone, fill up the zone, limit the big innings. What are some other big goals you have in mind before opening day?
Shoot, I could go on and on. Some of the things that you mentioned are obviously very, very dear to us. I mean, those are statistically proven to generate more success, leverage counts, so on and so forth. I think some of the stuff that we're trying to focus on and make sure we attack very well is some of the stuff that's behind the scenes. We sit in that Omaha room, we have mental skills discussions. Sometimes I lead them, sometimes I have somebody bring a topic. We get these guys books, we read them. We do all those sort of things to kind of build those situations for those big moments. It's always easy when things are going right. It's when things go wrong is when you need that aspect of the game to pull you through it. You're going to have your ups and downs. That's the game we play. It's a game of failure. So the way that we kind of try to navigate that is let's fail in short bursts, right? Like there's 120, 130 pitches on each side at a given day, maybe more, maybe less, hopefully less. But those failures shouldn't affect the next pitch. So getting these guys well-rounded in every aspect of the game, I think, is a major focus for us. And then obviously, man, dude, we're playing a game. I am blessed to do this job. These guys are very, very lucky and fortunate and obviously put in a ton of work. Their families have too, to be here. So let's try to make this fun as well. It shouldn't always feel like the weight of the world's on you. Like, hey, at the end of the day, if we're prepared, that part's easy. We've already done the hard part, right? And that's that daily work.
We were just talking about this, but